Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day, and I've got some major progress done on the port that we started last episode. We got the little boardwalk area here all finished up in a live stream earlier, and I think it's looking pretty good. The slabs, definitely need to swap out the slabs for something else. I'm kind of leaning towards using spruce, but I like the feeling that this creates, and I think it looks pretty good. Can we get an overhead view? Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Now, the ends of it aren't finished because they're going to run into something, probably walls, or I don't know yet. This one might just end right here. I don't really know. But what I want to do in today's episode is I want to do some more work on the port. I want to get the actual docks in place and maybe a ship. Maybe? We'll see how far we get. I do want to address a couple quick things, though, first. So, let's see. I have a short list. Last episode, we talked a little bit about potentially doing some Binding of Isaac stuff on the channel, and the results of that poll definitely lead me to believe that game would not be appropriate for the channel, so I'm not going to put them on here. There were a lot of suggestions, though, saying maybe you should start a second channel and use that for more kind of mature games, like a Welsknight After Dark or something like that. And I'm toying around with that idea. I've been toying around with the idea of a second channel for stuff like that for quite some time, and we'll see. If that were the case, it wouldn't be something that would get nearly as much focus as my main channel, obviously. It would be something where every now and again, if I come across a game that I want to play that wouldn't really fit on this channel, that I would play it over there. But we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't. I'll have to put some more thought into it, and if I am going to do it, I need to, with the way that I am, it's got to have the polish right off the bat, so I'd have to make new channel art for that channel and all that kind of stuff to get it all set up properly. I did not mean to fall off there. The other thing that I want to address is kind of a two-part thing. So a lot of people were commenting, or have been commenting, about the sides and the back of the keep and how they're boring, or I forgot to do the texture variation, or they're not detailed. Don't worry, guys. I haven't forgotten about that. We're going to get there, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I can only do so many things at once. And the thing with this is we already kind of did the detail work on the front of the keep, and the sides and back are going to be detailed in the same way. So I don't really want to do that in a video because I try really hard to keep things kind of mixed up and keep the content fresh, for lack of a better word. And try to do stuff that we haven't already done. And this is something that we've already done. So I'm trying, that'll probably be something I either do off camera here and there, or on a live stream or something like that. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten about detailing the keep. We'll get there. It's just a matter of me getting around to it. And that also kind of leads me into my other point, the castle project in general. There have been some comments that have been along the lines of, you're working too much on the castle, go work on other things, this is getting boring, we're tired of the castle. And you know what, it's a valid point. I can understand, as I said, I'm trying really hard to keep things kind of fresh and to do different things. The houses over there look nothing like the keep, for example, but at the same time, my plan was to work on the community area. The thing is, Scar is working on the community area and kind of preparing it for all the other hermits to be able to start doing things there. So we're kind of waiting on Scar to give us the green light. And since he was sick for a while, he is back, by the way. He is actually on the server right now working on it. But until he kind of gives us the green light, the go-ahead to okay, you guys can start doing stuff here now, I'm kind of in limbo where I can't really go and work on other things. So I've tried to mix it up a little bit by touring other hermits' bases and stuff like that, but rest assured, as soon as Scar gives us all the green light and says we can start doing things over in the community area again, I will be dropping everything. We'll take a break from working on the castle, and we'll go work over on the community area instead. So don't worry, that's going to be happening. It's just with Scar getting sick for like a month, those plans got kind of delayed a little bit, and that it's a thing. There's sometimes life happens, and that's perfectly okay. But I am very glad to have him back and working on Hermitcraft again. So anyway, I've probably talked enough. Let's get into actually doing some stuff here. What I want to have, this would probably be easier to explain. That was the worst takeoff ever. What I want to have is 3 piers kind of coming out from the castle, or from the dock. Oh, Scar, buddy. Rip. Ah, poor guy. There we go. A proper takeoff. Okay, so anyway, what I want to have... Can I land that? I can. What I want to have is 3 piers extending from this boardwalk. So we're going to have one about here, one about here, and one about right here. Give or take. Somewhere, and it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because this boardwalk follows the natural coast. So if there's like a 12-block gap between one and a 15-block gap between the other, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I think I'll be okay with that. But the plan is we're going to take some andesite, and this is probably, how do I want to do this? Probably over here. Ooh, I'm falling. We'll go, let's see, I'm doing the aqua scar right now. Hold on, there we go. Let's see, this will kind of come around and come down, and I'm thinking right about here will be the first one. How many blocks would that give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's maybe jog that over one more, or like 2 more. And then we'll go and start bringing that out. And then each pier is going to be like 5 blocks wide, right? And these will actually follow the same design as the retaining wall. So they'll be made of the like the concrete, or not the concrete, but like the brick. They'll look sort of like that. Let's see. And then this one would probably start right about here, I'm thinking. And that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's maybe go about there instead. We'll scoot it in just a little bit. Oh, come on. And once again, 5 blocks. And then last but not least... Oh, maybe not. Well, yeah, because I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we extend this out here... How many blocks does it give us on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why are you there? You should not be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that actually looks to be about right. So we'll bring those out quite a ways. And then the idea is there would be room then for several ships to dock, right? So we'd be able to fit a ship over here. One, maybe at least one ship right here, at least one ship right here, and at least one ship over on this side. So 3 piers and rooms for 1, 2, 3, 4 ships. Although I don't think I'm going to build 4 ships. I think we'll build at least 1, maybe 2, and then maybe one that's like sailing in or out that isn't actually docked. But we'll have at least 1 or 2 of them docked at the port, is kind of what I'm thinking. So let's take a look at that from up above and just see how the spacing looks when we look at it from up here. That looks about right. Yep, that looks right. Okay, awesome. So now, Did I make this one 4? I did. I made that one 4 wide. Actually, that might be better to go 4 wide instead of 3. I kind of prefer that. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll go 4 wide there, and then 4 wide over. Oh, and that one's already 4 wide. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we'll do that. So now, let me go ahead and get these properly created, which is going to take me some time, so bear with me. Let me get these created, and then I'll come back. All right, guys, I am back, and the piers are in place. And I think they're spread out nicely. I think it looks good. I think they may be... They may not be perfectly aligned, but they're pretty close, and it's good enough. Because, as I said, the wall here follows the natural coastline, so if they're not perfectly spaced out, that's okay. I think our next step is to build a ship in here. I want to build a ship. I think I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, I think I'm going to build one right here, docked between these 2 piers. I think that'll be pretty cool. That is going to be something, though, that's a lot of trial and error and trying to figure out kind of what I want and doing finicky things. So it's going to take me a bit. I'm going to get to it, though, and see what we can come up with. Oh, I also replaced all of the stone slabs with spruce, and I think this looks good. Down half a block. I'm sure some of you are going to ask, why is this up half a block when this is down half a block? I want to be able to put stuff on the piers, crates and chests and barrels and things like that to make it look like stuff has been loaded and unloaded from the ships that are docked here. And if this is down half a block, we're going to have that stuff like floating in the air, and it's not going to look very good. So the piers themselves need to be entirely at a full block height. I put it down. I actually, when I did the first one, I put it down half a block, and then I thought about it and went, oh, that's a bad idea. So right here, we just have a little bit of an incline and a decline to get up and down. And I think it works fine. So let me get to building a ship. I'm going to have to do some testing and look at some reference images and try to come up with something, because I think I may have done like a pirate ship as a 15-minute build once a long time ago. But this is going to be a lot bigger, and I don't really have a whole lot of experience building these things. So let me get to it. Let me see what I can come up with, and I'll come back to you with a progress update once I've got something to show you. Okay, I've made some progress on the ship. I have been pretty much freehanding this whole thing, trying to get it to look all right. And I think it's coming along. We're making some progress. It's getting there. There's still, I mean, obviously, right now we have kind of like a basic frame, but I think when it comes to building ships, the hardest part is definitely getting the shape right. Like, without a doubt, that is, at least for me, the most difficult part of building these types of builds. So I think if we can get that right, we'll be sitting pretty good. Let's see. Let's bring that over here and like that, and then maybe you right here. How does that feel? Maybe we bring that over and put one here. And then we'll put like a stair. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm putting stairs and stuff in, and we will. We'll get there. I kind of think that this needs to be bulked up a little bit more, and then that needs to kind of come out like that. Yeah. Sorry about the water, by the way. This is a lot of people have asked me over the years, why don't you build a base underwater? This is why. It's a pain. Even with Depth Strider, it's such a pain to build underwater. Ugh, man. Like, it's almost so much of a headache that if I were to build, like, an underwater base, I would almost rather clear the entire area, build what I was going to build, and then fill it all back in. Like, that's how much I hate building underwater. But anyway. Okay, that looks relatively good from this side. Looks symmetrical. And then we just got to figure out what we did over here. So this one, 3. Okay. So from here, 1, 2, 3. So that one goes there. And then I think we just kind of filled those in like so, right? Or am I missing a couple? Let's see. It's so difficult to get this exactly right. Yeah, that looks right. Like this. And I think we had one there as well. And one here. And I think... No. You were not there. Looking at it from this side, though, or from this angle, it looks symmetrical as well. We'll probably put a block here and here. And I think that's pretty good for a shape. And then obviously we'll have a bit that comes off. It's going to come up higher than this. But getting that first initial shape right is definitely the hardest part. This has taken me probably about, maybe even an hour just to get this one, just to get this handful of blocks placed. It's not a lot of blocks, but getting that shape right is very challenging sometimes. Let's sleep here. There we go. So let's take a look at it from up above and see how it looks. I think it'll be good. Oh, I missed. I'm the most amazing elytra flyer ever. There we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We'll have to, obviously, the water will go away and stuff like that, but I think that's a good shape, especially as we extend certain parts of it. It's going to have kind of like a U shape on the sides here, right? It'll go kind of like this a little bit. So these back ends and the front will kind of raise up a little, which honestly, some of that we could do together, like right now, because that's easy. We just go, okay, well, let's see here. We'll probably go, like this, and then about here, it'll kind of raise up a little bit more, right? So you get something kind of like that, and then we say, okay, well, on the back, we want kind of the same thing. So then here it kind of raises up a little bit more. And, then you get that kind of dipped U shape. And then everything will get smoothed out, with stairs and all that kind of stuff. But you guys kind of get the idea, I think, of what I'm going for here. So I'm going to get back to work on it, and I'll be back with you shortly. Check it out. It's done. It's beautiful. I love it. It's so good. It's done. It's done, and it turned out really well, I think, for being one of the first ships I have ever built. I wish we could get a good... There, that's a decent view of it. You can kind of see, I think the shape turned out really well. Obviously, it needs some detail. It needs some stuff around it, crates and things like that to make it look immersive and have it kind of come to life. But all in all, I think this turned out really well. Yeah, we can go down below decks here. This on more modern ships, this would be like the captain's cabin, but I decided that this, I don't know, this would be probably like 15th century, 14th century, something like that, if it were real. but it's not, so I'm not super worried about it. Let's sleep real quick. All in all, I think this turned out really, really well. We've got the sails kind of sleep faster self. Come on, you could do it. There we go. We've got the sails furled here so that they're all, you know, I mean, it's docked. It's docked, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm so happy with the shape. Like, the shape was so hard to get right, and I think it turned out pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, not bad. Not bad for a first or second attempt. And this is certainly the first one that I've built in the water, at least that I can think of. I know I've built one in a creative world, but I don't know that I've actually built one in the water before of this size. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out really well, and it's a great addition, and really kind of gives you an idea of the dock. We're going to have another one, I think. I'm going to build another one probably over here, but I'm not going to do that today. I have to admit, this took me way, way longer than I thought it was going to. I figured this would take me maybe an hour or two. Now, this thing took me like 4 hours of most of it trial and error. Place a block, stand back, look at it, decide I don't like it, place it, delete it, replace it, on and on and on, just back and forth, trial and error to get the shape the way that I wanted. But all in all, I think it's pretty good. I think it's an awesome addition, and it definitely adds some interest to this area. This dock area is coming along really well. Oh man, from here, from far away, it looks so good. How's it look yeah, look at that. Look at that view. And then imagine another one docked over here that would be, it wouldn't be the exact same ship, it would be a little bit different. Imagine another one docked like over at this side. Yeah, for sure. I'm so happy that we decided to build this ship today, because I think it turned out really, really well. And then we've got a little plank here that you can, board the ship with. And then we'll have crates and stuff like that all over the dock to make it look like it was used to transport cargo and all those kinds of things. But it's relatively simple. As I said, the hard part is the shape. Once I got this basic kind of shape down, it worked out pretty well. And what I did was I kind of made the framework first. You saw, you kind of saw it there, but just essentially what I did is I'm like, okay, well, our shape needs to go kind of like, like this, right? This is kind of our basic shape. Okay, and then it needs to kind of come up here and out, and then maybe down like this, right? So I made kind of this framework first, and then once I had the framework in place, I was just like, okay, then we just need to kind of connect up the lines and so on and so forth, and it actually worked out pretty well. I think the final product, I'm not going to keep doing this. You guys get the idea. But I did the basic, the edges first, kind of an outline first of where the angles and the curves were going to go. And then from there, I was able to kind of get everything done. So I'm super happy with it. I think it turned out really, really well. Unfortunately, though, I am very much out of time for this episode, my friends. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.